And welcome to the Howard Eskin Show. A lot going on this morning. And as you probably saw, we're going to have a tribute. It's you and me. Uh, it's you and me and your comments. I want you to today, because this is a tribute to Hulk Hogan. Uh, there's so many things about Hulk Hogan, and you probably have some memories and some stories that you may want to share. And when you saw him, good morning to the people. I can see the chat. People are already starting the chat. Uh, Eskin Mania running wild. Well, yeah, maybe it's going to have to be me now that Hulk's no longer with us, because Hulkamania was running wild, but it'll run wild for years. So here's a lot of the things that I want to deal with this morning. We have uh, a winner from last time, a winner of the bobblehead. We'll get to that. We got Oakley sunglasses to give away today. But before we get into the Hulk, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, as I always do, because he's so important to this program. He's important to you too, and that would be Stillwell Financial Advisors. Jeff Stillwell, the presenting sponsor of the Howard Eskin Show. 732-343-0813. 732-343-0813. And I want to tell you, if there's anything you need in terms of investment of your money, Jeff Stillwell is the guy. All right, let me run down a lot of the things that we're going to do today, and then I want to talk about our other important people of the show, which are our sponsors. Hulk, was he the most iconic figure over the last 40 years? Last 30 years? Let's say the last 30 years. Was he the most iconic figure in all of sports? Because this is not just sports, it's entertainment. Wrestling was not real. It was real. They were physical, but they knew who was going to win and who was going to lose. And I get all that. All right. I asked Roddy Piper that question one time. I wish I could find the video because it was on Channel 3 when I was at Channel 3. I interviewed Roddy Piper. And when I asked him, it was at the end of the interview, I asked him whether wrestling was fake. The next thing I knew, and I do not remember, he pulled the chair out from under me. I was on the floor. I was wearing a tie because I was getting ready for TV. And he started choking me. And Roddy Piper said, "Say I'm sorry, Mr. Piper." And I said, obviously, "I'm sorry, Mr. Piper." But he became a part of all that because of Hulk Hogan. Um, Without Hulk, was there a WWF which turned into WWE? Would there have been? It would have been there. It's not the same today as it used to be. It's not even close. Uh, they were really, uh, they were really entertainers back then. They were entertainers, and they were physical, and which made it to some people look real. They were entertainers. Today, these guys aren't real entertainers. They're wannabes. I think they're wannabes. I can't even, because I love so much the wrestling before because of what Hulk Hogan established. I don't I don't know that it could ever be like that again. These guys try. Uh, these guys try. I see somebody here. Jesse says the Undertaker took the torch when Hogan left. Nobody could take the torch. That torch goes out. Hulk Hogan made guys like the Iron Sheik, his matches with the Iron Sheik, his matches with Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, Andre the Giant. Those matches were unbelievable. The Million Dollar Man. We've got some video and there's a story behind the video. When I was a ring announcer, uh, I was a ring announcer for one of Hulk's matches at the Spectrum. And I'm going to play a little bit of that for you. Well, a Million Dollar Man was his opponent. Randy Macho Man Savage, Jimmy Snuka. These guys wouldn't have been these guys without Hulk Hogan. There's just no way they would have been these guys without Hulk Hogan. And that's really important to understand. And a lot of people, I don't think, realize that the way I realize that. And I see Lee Goldstein says, nothing is the same as it used to be. Well, yeah, but I can compare it. I mean, baseball's not the same as it used to be. Baseball, they Mickey Mouse the game up. It's not played the right way anymore. And I get it. But you got to go back to the basics. And because there'll never be anybody else like Hulk Hogan again, I don't know if you can go back to the basics. Now, there's a link to click on if you want to talk to us this morning about your Hulk Hogan memories. We'll get to the Eagles during the show, too. We will get to the Eagles. The first week of camp has concluded. The first week of camp has concluded. And well, I'll get into that later. But first, let me talk about our other fine sponsors of the program because they are important to us as well. And they would be Piazza Property Pros, Cut the Cord with Jason, and Audi Westchester. And right now at Audi Westchester, you can lease. And I'm telling you, when you walk into Audi Westchester, you're going to have fun. I was there this week and there were so many new cars coming in. It's fun shopping for a car. Right now, you can lease a new 2025 Audi A3 Quattro for only $439 a month, or a new 2025 Audi A5 Sportback for only $529 a month. All you need is $2,500 down plus taxes and registration fees to lease the new 2025 Audi A3 Quattro or the Sportback, the Audi A5 Sportback, 36 months, 7,500 miles per year. Audi Westchester. Fun place, new facility, 1421 Wilmington Pike. Get the 2025 Audi A3 Quattro or the 2025 Audi A5 Sportback at great prices. Check them out, AudiWestchester.com. Also, Piazza Property Pros. Now, it's late in the summer to build a pool and get the enjoyment you need out of the summer. But it's never too early to start to make sure that you're there for a full summer next year. Call Piazza Property Pros and they'll hook you up. Uh, if you're dreaming of a new in-ground pool, then do it. 25 years of experience, and they do a lot of other things besides build your pool. They have visions, landscaping, excavation, hardscaping, fencing, pool maintenance. They do it all and they don't subcontract. It's their people. You can trust Piazza Property Pros. Give them a call and they'll work within your budget. 610 566 2608. Schedule a free consultation. That's 610 566 2608. Or check them out on the internet, piazzaoutdoor.com. And if you're tired of paying excess money for cable and all the other things that go along with cable, it's too much money. It is too much money. Then you cut the cord with Jason. Jason offers an incredible service that'll save you money on your monthly TV and internet bills. Here's what people have said that have hired Jason. I saw Cut the Cord with Jason on Howard Eskin Show after years of wanting to get rid of cable. People wait and wait and wait. Well, Mike L finally did it. Jason came to my house and explained everything to set up the home screen. We needed even to be hooked up my sound bar in the basement. Jason did that, took care of that. Jason was awesome. Mike L is from the Northeast. People love to cut the cord with Jason. For more information and to save you lots of money, do yourself a favor. Call Jason, 215-801-5858, 215-801-5858. All right, Hulk Hogan. I want to hear your stories. And I know people chime in on the chat line here. It's just the WWE now under TKO. I don't know who TKO is, but it's probably the company. It's turned into ticket prices that are astronomical that many people can't afford live events in person. And the amount of advertising we see on TV and pay-per-view has become ridiculous. That's why podcasts are more valuable to you. Gorilla Monsoon was awesome. Andre the Giant was awesome. They were all awesome. But Hulk Hogan set that all up. All right. And I had a few experiences with Hulk. Had dinner with him a couple of years ago. Wonderful guy. And I know he did some things in his life that he probably, I know he regretted, but sometimes you got to give people the opportunity to come back from it. But Hulk Hogan was such an unbelievable person. Uh, uh, it was incredible. All right. One of my moments with Hulk Hogan, and there's a great story with this moment. When I was a ring announcer for a Hulk Hogan match back in the days, it was on Prism, which was the cable before we got to Comcast and NBC Sports and all the other things. But it was it was a fun event for me. Let's watch this event from March. Get this, 1988, when I was the ring announcer. And there's a story I'm going to tell you after we see this.
This is the main event, the lumberjack match. There will be other wrestlers around the ring, and whenever one of the wrestlers in the ring gets thrown out, they will be thrown back in.
He's got the rules down, Pat. That's it.
Sure does.
No escape.
For this match,
Here they come.
Andre the Giant has been barred from the building.
Volkov, Zukov, Bravo, Johnny V.
Here they come down the tunnel.
Here's SD.
SD Jones.
Mass confusion, the Killer Bees.
Killer Bees.
These are the Lumberjacks. Now, it is
Here's
Fred
Coco
and...
Beware.
Yeah, the
Louis
barber.
Beefcake. He's limping.
And you got Fred and Four outside the ring, which is very interesting when you talk about a Lumberjack match, Dick. If you get thrown to the right spot, you might get a helping hand. If you get thrown to the wrong spot, the bad part of town, as you say,
Well,
it could be trouble for you.
I mean, fans, don't you really
Yep.
love it? Oh, Johnny V here, trying to look so cool, yet he really isn't.
How'd you like to be in a nightclub, look across the bar and see some of these characters?
Well, all right, here comes.
Here they are.
Here comes Biasi.
No one has hit the storm so quickly in the World Wrestling Federation like this man. A man with the dollar signs, Ted DiBiase.
Well,
there's
there's
something else.
Well, there's Virgil, the man with the cash. DiBiase, the $1 million
This main
man in the
event
ring.
features from the Netherlands at 260 pounds, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. His opponent from Venice Beach, California, at 302 pounds, Hulk Hogan.
Well, here he comes. Up the tunnel, down the tunnel.
There's the Hulkster.
The Huckster. And every wrestler ringside would give anything to be in his position.
Yes, sir.
It started right away. He didn't even wait for the bell to sound. But okay, so he goes through the match, Hulk Hogan and Ted DiBiase, and at the end of the match, Hulk had pinned him and won and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the match, it was classic. It was classic because I wasn't sure what to do as the ring announcer. Do I announce the winner? So I went back into the ring and Hulk sees me. And I told him the story when I had dinner with him a couple of years ago. I went back in the ring and you could say this on a podcast. And Hulk, looks at me and he says, "Brother, you better get the fuck out of here." And I scrambled out of the ring. And the reason I got out is because they started hitting each other with chairs. It was classic. It was fun for me. It was a moment that I'll never forget. And the video lives on YouTube as my shows live on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, because when I start doing a live show, it all pops up. It pops up to let you know I'm doing it live, and then it lives there forever, as it does on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, on Facebook, Instagram. It's on all of them. Spotify and Apple and Amazon Music are just audio, but I'm there too with these shows. So I want to hear from you, your moments. But uh, there was another uh, moment at the Spectrum. I'm going to get to that. Do we have somebody that wants to give us Joe? That's somebody. Okay, let's try to go to George and see what George has to say.
Hey, King,
Good. How
are
you doing?
Hey, man, that was great seeing that video you on there. That was classic.
Wait a minute. I got
went
more. I
Spectrum.
got pictures with him. I got more. He was great. He was great.
I'm a massive wrestling fan still. Some people, friends of mine, said, "You still watch that stuff?" I said, "Of course I do." I mean, but Hulk was the reason why I did. After seeing the Rocky movie, I remember Hulk coming to WWF with Classy Freddie Blassie in 1980, and what Hulk did, he made wrestling what it is today by going Hollywood. Now look at all these wrestlers now, like Roman Reigns and John Cena and Dave Bautista. They're going straight to Hollywood. He was the first to make that crossover, which every one of those guys need to thank him for that, because Hulk was the first to do that.
Hulk, without Hulk, none of this other stuff even happens. It may happen, but it's not even close to this level. I mean, it's not even close. Hulk just developed an aura of wrestling and entertainment, because it really was entertainment, but they were physical. And I know, talking to guys, you can see how strong they were, and they did things, and some guys got hurt when they did things. But without Hulk, none of this stuff happens at the level it happens. You say you're a wrestling fan now. There's nobody like Hulk Hogan, and nobody will ever be like Hulk Hogan.
Close. The one guy that might be, I'm not going to say might be close, that's maybe a quarter of Hulk. I'm a big Roman Reigns guy. I just like the way he presents himself. I just, he's a quarter. I mean, Hulk's above everyone. It's not even close. Some people say Steve Austin. When you said Undertaker, there is really nobody. Maybe, how about The Rock? Maybe he's half of what Hulk is.
Here's the difference. When you have Andre the Giant and Gorilla Monsoon, they were really big guys, and their presence you saw, but they weren't athletically and personality the same as Hulk Hogan, because they were strong because they were big guys, but Hulk was athletic, and he had a personality which you just latched onto. I mean, the Rocky movie helped, send his career to another level, but there's nothing like it. He just connected with people so well. I mean, I have a picture, and this is not the order. I'm going to show the picture with myself and Hulk. And there's a picture, I'm holding up a picture when he held my son when he was like 4 or 5 years old. That's like 35, 36 years ago. Look at that. He's holding up. I mean, my son, that's Jason. That's my son, Jason. He's now working for Disney, doing movie stuff with Disney. Okay. And this picture's hanging up in his office. And people say, "Who's that kid?" And my son just turned 41. That kid is me. So he was 4 or 5 years old in that picture. And Hulk, that was at the Spectrum. I used to go downstairs. And this picture was at WrestleMania 4, which was in Atlantic City. We had ringside seats. It's just crazy stuff. It really is crazy stuff. But this is the kind of guy he was. He wasn't above all that, and I talked to a bunch of those guys. And I did a wrestling series on Channel 3. I guess Paul Orndorff I talked to at one time too and interviewed.
He's gone.
What's that?
Paul, Mr. Wonderful,
yeah,
he's gone
yeah.
too.
It's just, is there one match that you can think of that really jumps out at you?
You know what really jumps out at me is how Andre was undefeated, and when Andre turned, when we heard WrestleMania with Andre was the turning point, I think, because everyone thought no one could slam Andre the Giant, and when he did that, I think that really was the turning point for me. I mean, it's like, wow, he just power lifted this guy, like
I
holy
know, it's
cow.
unbelievable.
I mean, of course,
It's
it's just there's so many of Hulk. I mean, I have friends that live in Florida that have been to his place. There's a couple of
right.
my friends are friends with former wrestlers in Southwest Florida, and I go down to Southwest Florida, and I truly wanted to go to his place. Hulk did karaoke on Monday nights from his bar in Clearwater. It hit me hard, Howard. I have to tell you, it
Yeah,
really
I
hit me
knew. I
hard when I heard
found
he
out
passed.
last week that he was very, very sick. He's had so many surgeries, and I think he recently
Yeah,
had one. Couldn't have any more back
he had a bad.
surgeries because he's had like 8 to 10 back surgeries. But he wasn't good. He had lost a lot of weight. He was very weak, and I had heard that last weekend. I didn't know he was about to go and leave us, but I knew he was very weak and very sick. Well, George, I appreciate you sharing some of your thoughts of Hulk Hogan. I've got more Hulk stuff coming up, and it's just. But when he told me to get the fuck out of the ring, brother, I
Did you get the F
what's
out of the
that?
ring? Did you get the
Yes,
F
I
out of the
did.
ring?
I got out of the ring.
You
Well,
ran out of
because
Dodge.
once
I'm
he
out of
said
here.
that, I knew something else was happening, as it did many different times after a match. George, thanks for joining us on the show. All right,
Thanks,
take
Howard.
care. Take care.
Take it easy.
It, you know, uh, uh, it's just. I mean, it's just amazing. It really is. It's amazing how. Uh, it's just amazing how people gravitate. Um, uh, uh, it, it's just it really is amazing how people gravitate to Hulk Hogan. All right, there was a moment at the Spectrum. Anytime you mention the Eagles, the people in the crowd always get crazy. And Hulk talking to the people at the Spectrum one time, and he brought up the Eagles. Let's hear that.
When Hulkamania, 30 years of Monday Night Raw, and those Philadelphia Eagles run wild on you,
Whenever you bring up the Eagles, but Hulk didn't need that for people to love him. And that was when I had dinner with him. We have that picture where I told him that I showed him the picture of him holding my son, and I had it on the phone. We had a dinner a couple of years ago at spring training in Florida, and then I went over to his bar restaurant, which was down the road on Clearwater Beach. But that picture is the picture we showed you earlier, and I showed Hulk. But he was so nice to, a lot of people don't like to hold up kids, but they're so strong they're not going to drop the kid. But he was nice about it, and I explained to him, and I mentioned that I took the kids to WrestleMania. I said WrestleMania 3 in Atlantic City. He said, no, that was WrestleMania 4, the one in Atlantic City. He remembered every one. Everyone he remembered. Everyone. It was, and I also, and I want to hear if you have any memories of Hulk Hogan. It's just, I see people mentioning other wrestlers, Mitch James with Mr. Fuji. There's so many wrestlers, but they all were somebody's. Tanaka with the Salt was legendary. Nobody's as legendary as Hulk Hogan. And I live next to Hulk Hogan near his hometown in Dunedin, Florida. People know, and I'm giving away my bobblehead today. People know that I have bobbleheads. Well, there's a steak shop in Dunedin, Florida, right down the road from spring training, Delco's Original Steak Shop. The people are from Philadelphia, not connected with the people that have Delco steaks here, but they're their own Delco's original steak. And in the steak shop, they have a whole bunch of bobbleheads. Now you see me on the first row, me on the top row. Look who's next to me on the top row. That is Hulk Hogan. And I called Ed, who's the owner of the steak shop. I called Ed to make sure that they're all still up there the same way. They have a whole bunch of bubbleheads. But I will live, and on the other side of me is Allen Iverson, as you see. But I feel honored that my bobbleheads, both of them, are in Delco's original steak shop, Delco Original Steaks. They're located in Dunedin, Florida, which is right down the road from Clearwater, near Hulk Hogan's home. And I feel honored that I'm standing next to Hulk Hogan because he will live forever. And hopefully I will live forever. I see Creative Outfit has they have my bobblehead. I see a comment. They have my bobblehead in their office. And you know who has my bobblehead in his office is Troy Aikman, which is amazing. I must have gotten Troy Aikman a bobblehead. Now, I produced the bobbleheads to raise money for different charities. You know, that's one of the things that I really think is important that we do. It's just it's important to help people, and the bobbleheads did that. But the bobbleheads have lived forever too, and now it's a collector item. Somebody else, Bobby Murphy, says he was at WrestleMania 4. I was ringside. I was lucky to be ringside at that. But if you have any other memories of Hulk Hogan, but it's just it's somebody that will live forever. He will live forever. I see a lot of comments. Best Hogan match is when he lost the belt to Andre. You know, yeah, but he got his belt back. Hulk, somebody else, Jesse says Hulk saved the WWF. You know, Jesse says we're talking about all these other things. I miss your Phillies takes. Well, I don't think they're a World Series team. They're good, but I don't think they're good enough. I know on Friday night in the first game of the Yankee series, it was close for a while. Then all of a sudden, Schwarber comes alive with hitting home runs. Amazing. The Phillies scored 12 runs, and Bryce Harper has no hits. That's amazing. I don't think Bryce Harper, you want my Phillies take right now? I'm going to give you one right now. I don't think Bryce Harper should hit third, but all hell would break loose if Bryce Harper was not hitting third. And that's too bad. You got to run the team the way you see fit. You know, a few years ago, Bryce Harper is a great number 3 hitter. Great, but he's not a number 3 hitter now. And when you see that, you finally, Rob Thompson finally moved Schwarber out of the leadoff spot, which I thought was a complete joke. And for at least a couple of years, I complained about it. He finally, I know he wouldn't listen to me. Finally had a change. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So I think they're a good team, but they're not a World Series team. Larry Bowa talked about excluding the Phillies, the 3 teams that he would watch out for in the National League. Milwaukee is really good. The Cubs and the Mets. And I don't think the Phillies are as good than any one of those 3 teams. But, you know, who knows? Home field could make a big difference. But the Phillies are good. I think the Phillies are going to break your heart again and not get to a World Series. Somebody asked me how I got WrestleMania 4 tickets, and I got them at ringside. There's an arena down there in the Hard Rock named after this guy, and he got me the tickets. He was a big guy in that organization. I became friends with him. I don't want to get into, but he got me the tickets ringside. Hulk saved Vince McMahon. Well, I don't know if Vince McMahon was worth saving. but nonetheless, it was a great moment, and we will all remember Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania will always run wild. Some more. I'm going to have some more tributes to him at the end of the show. But uh, RG says, "What about the Dodgers and the Padres?" I'm just telling you what Larry Boa said. Are the Dodgers better than the Phillies? Yeah, I think they are, but their pitching's a little screwed up right now. Phillies just can't. They can't always win 2-1 games. You're going to have to know how to put the ball in play. And last night it was what? It's a 3-2 game, and until they started hitting home runs. My buddy Bobby says my buddy works security. I got in for free. Well, congratulations to you. But nonetheless, all right, we're going to talk. Uh, we're going to talk some Eagles because this was the first week of Eagles camp. But again, I want to mention the important people, and you're important to this show. Let me just say, everybody out there that's watching or listening, you're important to the show. And I think it's important that you're important, but also important is our presenting sponsor of this show, Stillwell Financial Advisors. And Jeff Stillwell is the guy. Because he understands, he regular guy. He's I got a lot of advice from him as well, and you can too. Any wealth that you want to invest, Jeff Stillwell is the person. He can help you out. He knows what he's doing. He's sharp, great guy. You will be impressed. His number 732-343-0813. That's 732-343-0813. And if you're looking to improve the landscape of your home, a pool will do it. And Piazza Property Pros will take care of that. 25 years of experience. They don't subcontract. And it's late. You can start building a pool now so you have it ready for maybe the end of the summer, but definitely for next year. Piazza Property Pros are the people to get that done. You have a vision, they have a vision, unmatched customer service. They don't subcontract, so it's all them. Excavation, landscaping, fencing, pool maintenance. You can trust Piazza Property Pros. Give them a call, 610-566-2608. That's 610-566-2608 to schedule a free consultation, or check them out at piazzaoutdoor.com. Also, Audi Westchester. Audi Westchester is where you can get great deals and have fun. You know, it's always fun to shop for a car. It's always fun to shop for a vehicle. You can do it at Audi Westchester and have fun. Great people, have a cup of coffee, have some snacks, do it all. Right now, $439 a month for a new 2025 Audi A3 Quattro, or an Audi A5 Sportback for $529 a month. All you need is $2,500 down, plus taxes and registration fees, to lease a new 2025 Audi A3 Quattro or Audi A5 Sportback. 36 months, 7,500 miles. And here's where they're located. 1421 Wilmington Pike. You want to have some fun? You'll have some fun looking for some cars. You just look, and you, well, yeah, I like this one, but I like this one. You're going to have a good time at Audi Westchester, and get some great deals, and check them out on the internet, AudiWestchester.com. You want to save money on your cable? And who doesn't? Who doesn't? Cut the cord with Jason will do that for you. Incredible service. Save you money on your monthly TV and internet bills. And here's what people have to say, and a lot of people have said a lot of great things. I saw Cut the Cord with Jason on Howard Show. After years of wanting to get rid of cable TV, I finally did it. Jason came to my house, explained everything, set up the home screen to what we needed, and even hooked up my sound bar in the basement. Jason was awesome. Mike Gal from the Northeast. People love to Cut the Cord with Jason. For more information and to save yourself a lot of money, do yourself a favor and call Jason today, 215-801-5858, 215-801-5858. All right. We had a winner of my bobblehead, which stands in great esteem at Delco Original Steaks in Dunedin, Florida. And we have a winner. And it took 2 shows to come up with a winner. Let's show you the winner. John, how do I pronounce your name? Troglia. If I mispronounce your name, John, I apologize. John Troglia. It was 2 shows, 2 questions. The player that I thought was shouldn't have been on the all-time Phillies list, and it's because of the position. I thought that was Bryce Harper because he was listed as a DH. He's not a DH. So Fox Sports, when they put their all-time Phillies team in there, put Bryce Harper in there. And Bryce Harper didn't work with Bryce Harper as a DH. And the second question from the show, from last show, Jason Avant talked about the top 2 wide receivers in the NFL. And he listed A.J. Brown, but he also listed Jamar Chase. And that was the answer to that question. John, congratulations. And send an email to my website. If you want me to sign the bobblehead, I will sign on the base here, and I will send it out to you. This bobblehead is yours, and the real diamond will be in the package, and you can hook it up to the bobblehead. Congratulations. And we will have a question from this show to win glasses, Oakley sunglasses. We will have a question, and you will send your response to my website, howardeskin.com. I'll have a question regarding what we've talked about. Send it to howardeskin.com by, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the date is not correct, but by Tuesday at midnight, this Tuesday at midnight, enter and send it to my website, howardeskin.com, and you will win a pair of Oakley sunglasses, and I will come up with the question later. All right, let's talk about the Eagles. First week of camp, and I'm going to tell you something right off the bat, right from the start. When this nonsense, and it is total nonsense, when there are stats put up for Jalen Hurts, you can't get sacked, you can't touch the quarterback, you have all the time in the world, and it's just the play goes on forever. So when you have stats on completions and his number of completions, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So don't worry about the stats. What the team is doing, and people that watch it, you really can't. You can't really see if they ran the right play, they ran the wrong play, because they go over the video. They tape every practice. And that's where the coaches know if they're doing the right things. But fans just ooh and ah. It's just, they're just getting ready for the season. But what is really interesting is the mentality that the players are trying to instill upon themselves. Landon Dickerson, who is a hell of a player, really is a hell of a player. He could probably, I don't know if he could play tackle, but he can play center, any of the guard positions. He can do it. And he gets banged up, it seems like, every game, but he goes out there and plays his ass off all the time. But the mentality now is, don't worry about last year. And he made a point. He made a point about culture. Let's hear from Landon Dickerson.
Yeah, so the team changed, right? The timeline, that year's team's gone. The people and the culture don't change just because. I mean, I know the big thing like New Year's is like new year, new me, or whatever it may be. The culture and the mindset of the players and the coaches and the staff here doesn't change, right? So when these rookies, when these new guys come in, the guys we trade for, acquire, they pretty much have an option to buy into the culture, or you're not going to last around here. And I think that this group coming in is doing a tremendous job of buying into what it is. I mean, we're going to have fun. We're going to love each other, but there's going to be some days that it sucks and it's going to be hard. But that's just part of football.
I've heard people say, athletes, kind of like what you're saying before, is that they hate losing more than they love winning. Is that sort of what you were describing? Like you just want to win, you don't care about the accolades, and 2 losses stick out to you even more than winning?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the winning part, it's losing sucks, and I mean, I think every guy on this team, every coach, every staff member would agree. I mean, not even when you look at like a record of a team, right? I look at individual games, and let's say you have 70 reps in a game. Maybe you mess up 4 or 5 of them. It's great if you look at percentage. Maybe you ran 65 plays, great, but those 4 or 5 plays, just those bad ones stay on your mind. And like I said, it's those those are losses in plays, losses in games. Yeah, those suck, and those are the ones you remember.
You know what? He's such a good guy, and he's a hell of a player, and he's a really good guy. He's really a good guy. I see a response here. WP 33. The stats, while meaningless, help paint the picture. They don't paint any picture because they're irrelevant. Can't stack the quarterback. You have all the time in the world. You can't tackle or bump, really get physical with a wide receiver, which you can't do most of the time anyway. The stats, while meaningless, you can't. That's a contradiction. While meaningless, help paint the picture. They don't paint any picture because the defenses will change this year, and the Eagles don't know what the defenses are going to be this year. I'm not the Eagles. I think when you look at it right now, are the best team in the NFC. I don't know. Are they the best team in the NFL? Somehow, Baltimore and Buffalo really are really good. Are they better than the Eagles? I don't know. Is Josh Allen a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts? Yeah, he is, but that doesn't mean anything. The Eagles have a better offensive line. They have a better running game. They have better wide receivers. So it's really it's a long season. It's a long season, and that's the biggest part of an Eagles season. It's really a long season, and what really was beneficial for the Eagles last year. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think was the most beneficial to the Eagles last year? I'm going to ask you. You can either call in. There's a link to connect to the show, or I see you have. I see a lot of people in the chat line. What do you think was the biggest reason? One of the biggest reasons that the Eagles had success last year. I'd like to take Tony without video, but Tony just talked. Tony, you never frame up the camera. All right. Tony, do you know how to frame up a camera? Do you know how to frame that up? There you go. It's a little better. What's going on, Tony?
So Hulk, he wasn't just talented in the wrestling, but like with the guitars behind you, he had a rock and roll band. Did you ever have, the American song? Did you ever get any albums from him?
No, I did not. I did not. He played when he was younger. His real name was Terry Bollea. Terry Bollea was Hulk Hogan's real name. And when he was young, he played the guitar. So he was into music, but he obviously was into a lot of things. And then wrestling became his thing. And because he was such a talented person as an entertainer and physically good as a wrestler, it's just there'll never be anybody like him. I don't care what wrestlers come out today.
Do you remember the one with Randy Savage? He always had competition with him and Roddy Piper. But the fact that he lifted Andre the Giant up in the air and slammed him on his ass.
I saw that video. It just, he lifted him up in the air and slammed him. I mean, I think what was more amazing than Andre Giant and all 400 pounds of him hit the deck and it came up after that was amazing. So that was really, I see a question here from Evolution Philly Band. Who was bigger, John Runyon or Hulk Hogan? I think John Runyon was bigger. He wasn't stronger, but he was bigger.
But it's
And
both the
there's a
same height,
difference.
right? 6'7".
Somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. You know what? It's amazing. When I took the picture with Hulk, now again, he had back surgery, so maybe he shortened over the years. Let's put up that picture of me and Hulk again. Joe, if you can grab that. I want to see that because here's another picture of me and Hulk. Now, I don't know that Hulk looks, this was in Atlantic City. I don't know that Hulk looks 6'7" there, but that's after multiple back surgeries. So there's a lot of, I well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he is 6'7". So, but Hulk was just a wonderful guy. He it just, over years, this is later, that picture previously that I showed from Atlantic City is not the same. This is in Clearwater. Yeah, that's all right. This one right here, this was years earlier. Hulk was a little healthier. But this one in Clearwater, we had dinner in Clearwater when I was at spring training. He doesn't look 6'7" there, but however, he could have shortened with all his back surgeries. So, but he was an amazing guy. Hey, Tony, it's just the memories of Hulk will live forever. You agree with that, correct?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And he has a restaurant, in New York City. The sports bar. They just had a
He
video
just,
of
he just
right,
built it, I think, right?
right. So it comes right out of Madison Square Garden, and it's. I think his is the only one in town there, right?
Uh, well, I'm not
As
sure.
far
I'm
as the
not sure.
sports. Well,
Right.
it entertains everybody. All the concert, venues go. You have to go through there to, you know. There's no way of missing the place. In other words, all the
No.
people that go to the Knicks games, the Nets games, the
Yeah.
wrestling matches.
Yeah.
So
Um,
now, who does it continue on? Like, does the family run it?
well, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'm more concerned about Hulk Hogan. Hey, Tony, thanks for jumping in. Have a great
All right,
day. All right.
catch you later.
No problem. Um, I asked a question. What do you think was the most important thing for the Eagles last year? Healthy, being healthy. Detroit found that out. And I don't know that Detroit was better than the Eagles, and I don't think they were, but they were close. But the injuries killed them. Health is the most important thing. And they were lucky with that last year. And they got to hope that everybody's got to hope. It's not just the Eagles. Everybody's got to hope that they stay healthy. Did I see somebody else wanted to jump into the show here, Joe? Uh, oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was Christopher. Christopher, if you're jumping in, you got to come in with audio. All right. There's Jordan Davis he says, he gives a lot of reasons. The front lobe is developed. Yeah, that's all nonsense. It's discipline. And sometimes when you get older, and here's another thing that's important. When you're playing for a contract, it's interesting. I think Kyle Schwarber is the same guy every year, but he's playing for a contract. He's now going to get well over $100 million a year. For 3 years, 3-year contract, he might get $110 to $120 million a year. I don't care if he's a DH. He can help you score runs. He's a great leader, he's the leader for the Phillies in the clubhouse. He's the guy. But he's playing for a contract. Jordan Davis is playing for a contract. I want to get to Jordan Davis in a second, but I think Christopher is ready to jump in. Christopher, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Howard?
You tell me.
Well, it's been a rough week for us Gen Xers. A lot of losses, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens, but whenever you lose somebody, it's really tough. It really is tough.
Yeah,
And
it's a rough one.
I don't, the people that have passed away over the last couple of weeks, I don't know all of them, obviously. Hulk was always nice to me. he called me to apologize because he was supposed to be on my show and he forgot. So, I mean, I have his number and he had my number and he called me to apologize. How many guys do that?
Yeah,
You know,
right. I mean,
I missed it. Yeah, it's just,
yeah, he's class act, man.
yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm
Do you
sorry.
remember any specific match?
Oh man, well look, I'm 50 years old, and I mean, you got the Iron Sheik when he won the belt. Um, I was at a Monday Nitro. This is during the NWO days. My greatest story there was we were down on the floor, and I think it was Brian Dawkins' rookie year. He was in front of me, and I kept bumping into him because it was so tight. It was at the Spectrum. So you know how tight it was down there on the floor. And it was towards the end, I kept bumping into him, kept banging my beer on his back, and he kept turning around. Now, we didn't know he was Brian Dawkins that he was going to be. He was a rookie. But it was great because a big brawl broke out at the end of the night. You know, when the NWO, remember, they would throw trash in the ring, and it was all chaos. So I kind of snuck right up to the rail, and I was chewing tobacco at the time. So I had a cup full of nasty stuff. So I went to chuck it in the ring. It actually bounced off the rope, hit Hulk Hogan in the back, and my spit went all over his back. He turned around, staying in character, pointed at me, and then continued to club the guy that he was fighting on the floor. And I said, "Oh, wow, Hulk Hogan looked at me," you know. But I love the Hawkster, man. I based my whole Moose character off the Hawkster, you know, and you know,
It's
you know,
all good.
I had the opportunity to meet Ric Flair at Delco Steaks back in May, I think it was.
The Delco Steaks down in Dunedin, Florida.
No, Delco Steaks in
Up here?
yeah,
In
up here.
Delco. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're not the same company. Delco Steaks here is Delco Steaks, and where my bobblehead is displayed with Hulk Hogan is Delco. It's called Delco's Original Steaks. And that's the name of the company. Delco's in Dunedin, Florida. So that's where you see that. You see the bobbleheads. You see
Oh,
Hulk
that's awesome.
on the top
Yeah.
row next.
Oh, there we
And,
go. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, this was where they had the Delco land, the golf course.
okay.
Oh God, you know what I'm talking about? Off of
Well, Ric Flair's powerboat. There's a JW Marriott in Tampa where it's parked in like that waterway there where they park all the
right.
boats. He's got his powerboat parked there. And its woe is on. It's red and its woe is on there. I have a picture of it somewhere. So
Yeah.
it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was great that we got. He was so nice. Ric Flair was nice. I did a promo video. I don't know if you saw it. I posted on Facebook, but it was cool. And I said, all right, I met Ric Flair, and my bucket list was to meet the Hawkster personally. And of course, you know,
Yep.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, it really is. All right.
You know,
Hey, I appreciate you jumping on, Chris.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. And I just want to say Hulkamania for life and go Birds.
You said Hulkamania for life first, so maybe that's first in line. All right, Jordan Davis. I want to pay. I want to play the comment from Jordan Davis. He lost weight. He's in better shape. He's now like 330. Well, anyway, he mentioned that he was 330 pounds and he lost, I think he said 26 pounds. Man, he was heavy. But now he knows what he's got to do. But, you know, kind of interesting, and it should make Eagles fans feel good. Let's hear from Jordan Davis.
It's a little crazy, but honestly, I'm glad that y'all see the progress. Y'all see the progress. And obviously, Rome isn't built in a day. This has been a long time coming. You can't drink your calories. I'm starting to understand that and realize that and understand that how detrimental it is. I'm getting older. Like, I'm not able to just go out, run a couple miles, and then, you know, the weight just sheds off me. It takes a little bit more effort to kind of get in that mode. So, you know, it's a lot of learning experience, and I'm grateful that it's taking this time to, you know, just kind of perfect and get my good routine going and stuff like that. Like, when I turned 25, it just realized that it was necessary to make a change, not only for me, not only for, you know, the Eagles, the team and stuff like that, but just for life. So, you know, just doing that and being in the best shape of my life just so I can provide for the team and be the best player that I can be, you know, it's just what I.
Well, wait a minute. 25. He makes 25 sound like it's old. 25 is young. I, hey, listen, I give him a lot of credit. It's not easy losing weight. When you're that big, it's probably easier losing weight, but it's not easy losing weight. But it's not because of, your brain's changed and you're 25. He became more mature. But also, I really do think if he has a good year and shows that he's got discipline, he's going to get a new contract from the Eagles. We're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars. So he's going to get that. And is that in any way a motivating factor? I think so. But give him credit. He lost weight. He's in good shape. But to tell me he's 25, he's getting older, he's 25. 25, you should be in the prime of your career at 25, the prime of your career. But he, once he got drafted and he got paid and he got a lot of money, probably got a little sloppy and a lack of discipline. But right now he sounds, and from everything that we're told, he really is taking it seriously because he's going to get a lot of money. All right. Your chance to win, and we're going to have a little tribute as we end the show to Hulk Hogan, because Hulkamania will live forever. Hulkamania is important. And in this tribute to Hulk Hogan, you can't have enough tributes for Hulk Hogan. I mean, the network news made it one of their lead stories. He is, I asked the question at the beginning of the show, is he the most iconic sports figure or figure in the last, let's say, 30 years? Because Muhammad Ali was right on the edge of that, and he was an iconic sports figure. Yeah, I compare Hulk Hogan to Muhammad Ali, but Ali was probably beyond, well, yeah, he was beyond that, before that 40-year period. But Hulk Hogan in the last 40 years, the middle 80s, absolutely. Absolutely. When I was the ring announcer, that was in March of 1988, and he became bigger than life then. It was just, it really was. And he made those other wrestlers stars. I don't know that anybody makes the wrestlers today stars. All right. The question that I'm asking today, for you to win a pair of Oakley sunglasses, and you've got to submit your entry to my website, howardeskin.com. Where I want the name and the location. Where is my bobblehead standing next to the iconic Hulk Hogan? My bobblehead, honored to be standing next to Hulk Hogan. Where is that bobblehead displayed? With a bunch of bobbleheads, but I'm between Hulk and Allen Iverson, but right next to Hulk. Both my bobbleheads are there. What's the name of the location, and where is the location? And I've mentioned it a couple of times, so you should know that if you've watched the podcast. All right, thanks for joining us as we go out today. Let me see if there's any more comments. That people keep it real. Yeah, thanks. I always keep it real. RGB, I always keep it real. Good morning. Thank you. Keeping it real. Keeping it real is what it's all about. Keeping it real is what it's all about. Let me see if there's any other comments that need to be read. I don't see any others. Thanks. Yeah, well, Thomas said that's when wrestling was real. There's no question. So, but anyway, Troy plus Howard bobblehead equals Cowboy Howard. No, I'm not not anymore. Troy Aikman's a good guy. Yeah, but Troy Aikman has my bobblehead on his desk. All right. As we leave you today on the Howard Eskin Show, pictorial tribute to the man that was the greatest, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hulkamania is running wild. Yep. Hulk will live forever. It just, you see that these pictures of Hulk Hogan kind of live for our, proud to be an American. Yeah. As he holds up the flag. Hulk is just was so dynamic in everything he did. Yep. We hear you, Hulk. We will always hear you. Look at those biceps. Oh my gosh. The guy was truly unbelievable. Hulk Hogan, and Hulkamania is always going to be there. I'll leave that picture up there for a little while. Hulkamania will live forever, and it will live forever. He will always be in our hearts. Most of us, some people just hold grudges in our hearts, and we will never forget Hulk Hogan, and Hulkamania will live forever. Thanks for joining the Howard Eskin Show.